Hi, I'm Marty Nemko. Quotations, especially from the preeminent, can yield much benefit per moment of reading, or viewing, listening. Anyway, to that end, here are 10 such quotations, plus my humbly offered yes buts. I'm going to offer them in chronological order. The first one comes from Confucius. The will to win, the desire to succeed, the urge to reach your full potential, these are the keys that will unlock the door to personal excellence. Yes, but that black and white dictum needs nuance. Even if the, quote, will to win is key to what he calls personal excellence, it too often pushes people to do unethical things or to step on other people for personal gain that may yield a net loss cosmically or at least societally. The next quote comes from Plato. People are like dirt. They can either nourish you and help you grow as a person, or they can stunt your growth and make you wilt and die. Yes, but it's difficult to follow that advice. It's often tough to extricate yourself from some people, most often a family member. You're thrust into family of origin without choice. And in many cultures, the belief is that, quote, blood is thicker than water, and so a person pays a heavy price for reducing, let alone eliminating, involvement with a family member. Extrication can be difficult even from someone you've chosen to be with, for example, a spouse. Familial, cultural, and legal shackles can make extrication difficult. It's tough even to separate from a bad boss or coworker. Unless you're a star who can easily find a better job, you may feel stuck. The next quote is from Marcus Aurelius. You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this and you will find strength. Yes, but that's far easier said than done. Most people know to focus on what they can control and to let go of the rest. But human beings have emotions that can be stronger than will. For example, imagine that you have to wait a week for the results of a biopsy. The results are, quote, an outside event, yet few people's, quote, power of mind is strong enough to not worry. The next quote is from Nagarjuna, who is a preeminent Buddhist philosopher. He writes, there are pleasures in worldly desires, but to be without desires is more pleasurable still. Yes, but that advice is even more difficult to adhere to than the previous one. Relinquishing all worldly desires in favor of being without desires? Not only is that difficult, how clear is it that a life with no material, no sexual, and no altruistic desires is net better for the individual, let alone for the world? That's not clear to me, but then again I'm no philosopher, let alone a legendary one. The next quote is from Immanuel Kant. He says, nothing is divine but what is agreeable to reason. Yes, but a sense of the divine, the spiritual, even if not real, can inspire people to achieve beyond the quotidian, beyond the everyday. Also, Kant's entreaty implies that intuition has no value. Of course, a decision based on intuition based on nothing, for example, picking a roulette number to bet on, is silly. But expert intuition amalgamates years of reasoning. So that quote shouldn't be interpreted as denigrating that type of, the quote, divine. The next quote comes from Arthur Schopenhauer. A man can be himself only so long as he is alone, and if he does not love solitude, he will not love freedom, for it is only when he is alone that he is really free. Yes, but we cannot totally dismiss many human beings' craving of company. We are at least in part, and at times, social animals. Yes, other people constrain our freedom, but it seems that the core question is, in each slice of a person's life, how much solitude yields the most net good? The next quote comes from Karl Marx. The theory of communism can be summed up in one sentence: abolish all private property. Yes, but an edict far from ensures compliance. As was learned with communist experiments from the USSR to the Israeli kibbutzim to the Berkeley collectives, it's far easier to renounce materialism than to practice it. In the real world, a large enough percentage of humankind wants to win, as Confucius said, to acquire, to have more, or at least not clean the toilets. It may be unrealistic to expect sufficient compliance with communism's theoretically kind ideal. The next quote is from Ayn Rand. Wealth is the product of man's capacity to think. Yes, but wealth too often is affected by other factors, for example, connections, poor ethics, and luck. And finally, this from Simone de Beauvoir, the author of The Second Sex and wife of Jean-Paul Sartre. She says, "I am too intelligent, too demanding, and too resourceful for anyone to be able to take charge of me entirely. No one knows me or loves me completely. I have only myself." Yes, no one should surrender all their agency, but, as with Schopenhauer's core view stated a moment ago, it is too extreme to say, "I have only myself." I think that Hillel's aphorism is wiser. If I am not for myself, who will be for me? But if I am only for myself, who am I? I'm no philosopher, let alone one who even belongs in the same room as the aforementioned, but it can't hurt to offer a one-liner of my own. The key to a well-led life is maxing your contribution. Happiness, less key, is most likely found in simple pleasures. That too deserves to be yes-butted. It's too black and white a statement. Many people's potential contribution is small, and so for them, the pursuit of happiness, as long as not hurting others in the process, may be at least as wise. The meta-message here is that even revered, time-honored thinkers' core messages may bear scrutiny, revision, and even replacement. I do thank you for watching. I'm Marty Nemko. I welcome your thumbs up and accept your thumbs down. I always look forward to your comments. I love it if you hit the share button and share it with your social media. That magnifies whatever impact I have. And of course, I'm also flattered if you subscribe to my channel. So in any event, I do thank you for watching. I am Marty Nemko.